Welcome to Video Game Bullshit.
All homework is bullshit, right?
Okay.
Yep, and then we'll bullshit about it.
Yeah, I think I spent more time playing Gunstar Heroes than I did on my actual homework during this week. So.
Oh, jeez.
That's where games are fun, you know. And this game especially, I was pretty blown away. Just how well it's programmed. It's just like, my god. And the whole thing was Treasure, which is former employees of Konami. I think that's really a big part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Treasure has done a lot of amazing games.
I don't think they've ever done a bad game.
Yeah, it's kind of like working designs. There's just every game that comes out is just like amazing. It's nuts.
I don't think they've done a bad game, but maybe they have. Of course, you know I'm on the good old wiki as we talk on the podcast, so I always...
It's like, there's got to be a bad game in here somewhere.
Second game, McDonald's Treasure Land Adventure on the Sega Genesis.
I've heard that's actually pretty good.
It's probably programmed well. I bet you it's programmed well.
It's better than Predator on the NES, I'll say that much.
I thought Light Crusader was a little strange, how everything, you can slide all the objects around, like you just talk to somebody and they just slowly push across the floor like they're on ice. Like, that game's a little strange, but it's not bad.
We almost gotta like stretch to find a bad game though. There's a couple Tiny Toon Adventures games that were released. Those probably are suspect, but maybe not. Maybe they're good. So we already established that Gunstar Heroes is a run and gun shooter. Also has some platforming, very, very easy and loose platforming. Developed by Treasure and published by Sega. It was released late in 1993. There was a later port to the Game Gear, believe it or not. Was not by Treasure, though. It was by M2. They did the port. In 2006, there was also a Treasure Box collection on the PS2. And then there's been multiple virtual console and Xbox Arcade and PlayStation Network releases as well. So it's been on basically every system. Let's see here. Based on the story, or the plot, the Western version of the game storyline is different than the Japanese. Both, there's a godlike evil robot called Gold and Silver that has the potential to cause extreme ruin. And the efforts of the Gunstar family, the twin brothers Red and Blue, and then there's a sister Yellow and older brother Green. I did not know that the Green was a brother. And all the 4 gems are the Silver's power source were taken away, and there is a vicious dictator, Colonel Red, and he's called General Grey apparently in the Japanese storyline, uses mind control to enslave Gunstar Green, the brother, and make him obey the orders of the Colonel. So that's very interesting.
I didn't even read, I'll be honest, I did not read any of the opening cutscenes to the game.
I actually, for this one, didn't either. Usually I like to, watch it from an atmospheric perspective, but for some reason I just wanted to play.
I was like, it's an action game. I'm the press button.
Exactly. Yeah, and usually I avoid the gameplay side because Kyle does a pretty good job covering all the different aspects of gameplay. Do you have all that written down this time, Kyle, or you want me to jump into gameplay?
I got a ton of notes. Just go back and forth and figure. Yeah, we all of us just throw in cool stuff.
Yeah, let's just do like a round robin style thing. So that was the plot. I'll pass the ball over to whoever wants to grab it.
I mean, I'll just start off at the very beginning. I thought it was really cool how you can choose the weapon you want. I love games that do that. I think Cyborg Justice on Genesis, you can like build your own robot. It's kind of like, here, well, like whatever you want, take it. It's cool. So you can choose one gun, and there's 4 different types. Right, you have like the laser, the flamethrower, the homing deal, and the machine gun type.
Yep.
And then you can get another gun later on in the level.
Yeah, you can swap out your guns anytime you want as you find them. And
you can hold 2 at once. I thought that was great.
And you can, they pair together to create kind of a third.
Yeah.
Combined beam. I thought that was really awesome.
That was amazing. And if you get 2 of the same weapons, when they pair together, it's like super duper.
Yep.
That's like that one weapon, but like to the core. You know?
Yeah, I was spamming like the super homing beam.
That's great.
That's all
It's like, I
did
don't know what
too.
I'm doing. The bullets need to do the work for me.
All you gotta do is hold down the button at that point and just turn left and right.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes it so satisfying, too. Here's one thing that I have to throw in right here, though. You don't have to pick up an item. You have to press down and B to pick it up.
Oh, that took me so long to figure out.
Now, what's cool is in the last game we played, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, the item sits there, it doesn't go away, and if it's a weapon you don't want, it's like, oh, geez.
Do you want to take a hit or possibly die to avoid it? That happened to me. Yeah.
It becomes an obstacle, whereas in this game, you can just run by it. But yeah, it's strange at first because you're like, what the heck? Like, what do I gotta do here? You know?
Mhm.
And in the mine level, I couldn't half the time even react fast enough to get the item. It's like I want that gun and it's gone.
Was it the mine level that you could go attach yourself to the ceiling and to the ground?
Yeah.
I didn't even figure out that you could do that until like halfway through the level.
Oh yeah, same with me. The first time that I played, it was like,
Once it
I
changed
can go reverse
perspectives.
gravity.
You know what? There's something to be said for button mashing because I got that right away.
There really is. Like, just
Yeah,
experiment
no,
with
there
what you
definitely
have,
is.
and hopefully something will happen. Yeah, that was that 7 Force boss. That was intense. Jeez.
So you said you can choose your weapon. You can also choose the first 4 stages.
And the character.
And the character.
The different characters do different things.
And your shot. Yeah, there's like free shot and it's fixed shot. I'm a free shot kind of guy. I don't know about you two. But
Yeah, I was going with the free shot.
the one where you can move and just hold it down.
Yeah, I actually played it a second time with fixed shot just to see, and it just doesn't play as well as free shot.
Mm-mm.
I think we're all used to Contra and
Running gun, right?
running
Metal
gun,
slug and all that good stuff, yeah.
and no longer would it be a running gun at that point because you can't pivot, and the homing missile makes the pivot non-usable and not factor at that point.
And I was just blasting the music. It's just awesome bass lines. Like, that's where Genesis shines.
Yep.
That game shows you where it's got some bad tunes on there. And that's what's cool about you have no timer, so I could just stop and just pump it up, and it was great. And the cool thing was you could stop and mess around, because you also have, like, combat moves where you can throw things, you can, like, headbutt almost into things, or shoulder tackle, I think it is more like a... I don't know, you can just jump around, like, kick stuff. So there's that element, too.
That was a way for me to get out of like tight corners, like certain bosses that would almost like run through you and there's no way to jump around them. So if you use those moves, you can kind of like combat your way through them without taking any damage.
Yeah, and some guys like grab onto you. I think in the 4th level, the very last level actually, before when you think the game's over. That's another crazy thing about the game, how long it is. I was oh my god, I didn't even realize. I thought the game was done, and I was at the final boss, and I was at Bison.
I knew better, but yeah.
I should have known better, because it's like, that was only like 5 levels, I think.
And I kept playing this, looking at him like, isn't this the guy from Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's with that? There's other games that have that, too, like World Heroes has like a M. Bison-looking guy in there.
Is it just such a common archetype that it's just a coincidence, or is it more of an homage to,
That's the weird thing, and the thing is, he does like the Dalsum. He does like a Dalsum kick. It's the second phase. I'm not sure. Did you get past that, Daria, or the very first phase where he's like doing the bombing?
Yeah, I got all the way to the end and died. I don't remember which. I don't remember. I struggled all the way there. I was kind of amazed that I even got that far.
So you got to that shmup level?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's the point where I was like, this is the make or break point.
Yeah.
Because that's the point where it's like, I was like, man, I'm feeling pretty tired right now. Like, I could totally just take a password,
That was actually my main fix, if I could fix anything with Gunstar Heroes, is that it is super long. It's just intense for the gameplay style.
Yes.
Like other games like Ghouls and Ghosts or Metal Slug, they're actually like about half as long in nature if you play the game through. Gunstar is insane, and if you play on the higher difficulty levels, I tried playing on Expert, and the bosses take like 4 times as much damage, so you're sitting there dodging and just shooting for like 10 minutes for a boss.
And we have to throw this in right here. You can see the boss's health. Like, how cool is that?
Great idea, actually.
Because it's almost like a risk reward.
Yes. It's like I can do this. I can get just that little bit left.
It feels good though.
Yeah.
You know? I love that. It's just one of those little things. You know, it's always the little details that make a masterpiece, and this game is proof of that. And there's so many little things that are great and done right. The one thing that was weird though, when two players, I was trying this whole 2-player deal with a buddy, and the whole thing was you can like pick up and throw the other player.
Oh, Chip and Dale too.
So it's almost like a detriment.
It's very much, not only is it a running gun, but it's very much a beat 'em up as well in that regard.
Yeah, because you pick the guys up like 2 crude dudes or throw them around. But since you can pick up your buddy, that's the problem because you can't fire or do anything when you're around him. So you almost have to get
your own little sectors of the level.
Yeah, and that's where I was like, they should have had like the Double Dragon 2. You know how there's like a mode?
Mode A and Mode B.
Yeah, A and B. So it's almost like they should have had that. That's the one little thing that I would tweak as far as the 2-player goes. But like other than that, I don't know what I would fix. Like I think the whole thing, like we were saying, how the game's long. But the last episode we played Super Ghouls and Ghosts, right? And that has no password. It's super duper long. We still gave it like an A.
Well, I mean, we've mentioned before that like they're just giving us more content.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, okay, they could have cut the game in half. Yeah, they could have cut the game in half, but then we'd say it's too short.
Yeah,
so,
I do like how they gave you, like, the bonus dice rounds was really, like, here, have a chance to relax, have some fun, before they just hit you with more insanity.
So I take it you went
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4 in order, like I did that. Like, going through the levels. So the dice
I actually
level was
beat
part
the
4.
second... I beat the second level first, because
Okay.
I enjoyed the underground level the most, with just the barrage of, all those bosses in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I'm going to learn this pattern, I'm going to do this, and I was dying, and then finally I beat it. I was like, oh, wait, I can do this. So I went back, beat the first level, and just went from there. I went from just being absolutely terrible at every stage to just running through the game.
See, that is a really good difficulty curve right there. Like, you were
Absolutely.
able to, your learning curve, like, you went from dying to almost mastery within, one stage. That is really good.
And that's what I wanted to mention too. Like that's what this game is. It's like you keep playing, and the first time you play it, it's really tough. But when you come back to it, you get better and better at it. And that fourth, the very last level where all the guys are trying to with all the crates that you're talking about with all the boxes and stuff. Like you can just run through the whole thing. It's like so you beat the first 4 levels in the crazy like board game deal, which is nuts too. We gotta talk about that.
Well, I actually wrote notes on each level. Like, this game was so good that I was like jotting down notes as I was playing. That's another good testament to how awesome this game is.
So I guess I would call it the 5th stage. So it's after you beat the first 4 and you go, you think like the M Bison guy.
Yeah.
You could run through that whole stage without stopping. You just keep going, and none of the guys ever catch up to you. Once in a while,
Really?
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so good to know. I slogged it out with all of them, and by the time I get to the end, it's like I'm fucked.
because they grab onto you and they're like, just get off me, like, jeez.
Yeah.
And then you get some of those guys that just won't die.
There's like little mid-bosses and they try to kick you and grab you. Those guys are kind of tough too. Yeah, that was the whole thing. I actually used the double flamethrower the whole time. Like, if I could get it. If I didn't, then I would just use the flamethrower. But also the flamethrower and the laser is amazing because it's like a lightsaber thing almost, but you can block a ton of shit with it. I was watching online and seeing how they were doing it. I was like, oh, he's using it like a sword. And that's what I would do. I would just run through the levels with it, blasting full bore. And what's cool, you could just leave it on the boss and it would just drain his health because it was just like a constant, like sword just like sticking out at him. And it would just bring him down super quick. So that was my thing. In that level, like level 5 though, there's like at the very end before the M Bison, there's 4 of these tall like mech guys. So first you see a really small mech guy, like a little Cartman guy riding a mech or whatever. and then there's like a bigger one, and then there's like 4 really big ones. You can shoulder block into those by just double tapping the attack button, and you can take them out in one hit without getting hit. Because those guys take like 20 health away, and they were kicking my ass at first. And I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna beat these guys. And I think you guys had homing, so it probably took them out, but I had the flamethrower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They go down pretty quick with homing.
I almost think that it's almost a like bullet hell shoot 'em up style game at that point, because with the way that you're talking with flamethrower and the laser, like you're able to block like the different types of shots even. So it changes how you have to react as your character. But with homing, it's going to go and attack everything, and all you have to do is watch for the bullets that might hit you and avoid them. So you're doing dodging at that point.
Yeah, I love how the weapons change the dynamic of the game.
Yes,
It
like-
really does.
Such replay value.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so essentially you could play the game not only 4 different ways with 4 different weapons, but with all the combinations.
Yeah.
It's exponentially bigger.
Yeah, Thomas was saying, like, your experience of the game is going to be completely different from mine, because you like one style and I'm doing something else.
And that's genius.
And that's treasure.
And that's treasure.
Exactly. That's the quote of this one.